Greetings. Title: They Won't Get It. This is a response to a video suggesting there should be help, a group for men. So in the comment section, I got involved trying to bring a little awareness. You know, helping the mainstream and maybe some guys. It might take a while to get through, but at the end I'll do a psychological breakdown as to what's going on here. The person that really gets up into my face we'll call Lonely Princess. So Billy the Goat leaves a comment. Do you know MGTOW Red Pill philosophy? Its original intention is to help men, not just with relationships. It gets a lot of flack and shamed, but it appears more and more turning to it. However, many cherry pick, which distorts understanding, creates dynamics, and produces conflict. As a community, there is confusion and people feeling torn. A lot of trauma. As with all communities, caution must be exercised with individuals, but among them are also good men. I'd be happy to discuss further if you wish. Lonely Princess writes, we need to stop politicizing everything. There is nothing wrong with men wanting long-term healthy relationships with women despite the danger in our current social climate. Men need support and need to educate themselves about narcissism and cluster B personality disorders. We need to be more discerning about who we get involved with romantically and socially. Healthy relationships lead to healthy children. Healthy children from loving and supportive homes become healthy women. That is what MGTOW community wants, isn't it? You can't complain about women and then abandon society and children. Without healthy women and happy homes, there will be no future for humanity. Only madness and chaos. The solution is to find a healthy, stable and suitable partner. It will not be easy, but if you give up, then you have no right to complain when you have done nothing to affect any change. A lifetime of paranoia, meaningless flings or celibacy and anger will only lead to isolation and despair. Imagine if all men took to that philosophy. It would mean the collapse of society and nothing but bitter loneliness for men and women. I believe the intention of this group is for men who have had narcissistic or borderline mothers and fathers to work through their issues and heal. Men from dysfunctional families go on to unconsciously reenact those toxic dynamics in their intimate relationships. Ignore this at your own peril. Imagine how difficult it must be for good women to find a healthy partner. They are out there waiting for you to get your shit together and find them. Think bigger. Perhaps you should learn about psychology instead of focusing on how to pick up broken women. Find out about your own past and how it is affecting your ability to find and maintain healthy a relationship. A little bit of grammar there. It won't be easy, there is no magic bullet, and there is no guarantee of success, but if you make no effort, then failure is assured. Blaming others can be much easier than facing your own shortcomings and immaturity. This is one of the most important things you will do in your life. Approach it like you would one of the greatest challenges you will ever face. It is incredibly complex and nuanced. It will stretch you to your limit. Yeah, being with a woman would do that to you. Can you face your own shadow, or will you fail the hero's journey and stay an angry child forever? We all have wounds and have experienced some form of trauma in our lives. Whether we choose to heal or not is up to us. Right. Quite a lot going on there, really. But we'll have to press forward. So I replied, try and keep it short. At Lonely Princess. Number 1, MGTOW is not a political group. 2, you can't force someone into a relationship. 3, I did not abandon my child, the mother did. And I don't complain about her. In fact, concerning my child, I speak kindly about her. You are being hugely insensitive and stepping way over the line. 4. Many MGTOW do want relationships, but they see way too many risks and get attacked, such as what you're doing right now. Many red pill are in relationships. You expect men who want to keep their distance to fix society's problems? You want them to heal? That's exactly what they're trying to do. Going their own way equals no contact. Number 5. You are frankly rude by saying perhaps I should go learn psychology and telling me I focus on picking up broken women. 6. I could break down your reply further, but what's the point? Of course she's going to reply, so bring it on. Lonely Princess at Billy the Goat. I don't know you or your story. I know nothing about your ex or child. No one is forcing you or anyone to be in a relationship. The men's right community has become far right and has been politicized. To say otherwise is naive or willfully ignorant. It is hateful and vitriolic. No doubt there are serious problems with the family court system and modern relationships. On many points I agree with the men's right movement. However, many people in MGTOW go too far. Throwing all women under the bus is unfair and immature. No contact should be with dysfunctional and abusive women, not all women, which many proponents of MGTOW suggest. It's a bit discombobulated. Do not preach this trash to other men who are trying to improve themselves in a truly meaningful way. It is not balanced and is harmful to young minds. It is toxic and will not produce good results for young men. Many men in the MGTOW community suggest learning pickup, which is not how you find love, but only more sleazy and broken women. I know you guys are itching to jump in here, really. It reads like a handbook on how to seduce borderline and narcissistic women. That is a fact, my friend. Learning to talk to women is important, but not the way the pickup community suggests. If you think I'm rude, then maybe you should look in the mirror. If all men became womanizers, what would happen to the children? That is my point. You sound angry, and I can understand where you are coming from. But you may need to work on your issues and read up on personality disorders, developmental psychology, and object relations theory. The reason I am suggesting this to you is because I was where you are now, not that long ago, but reading many books has opened my eyes and helped me to better understand myself and my experiences. It may help you heal from your childhood wounds, learn to direct your anger where it belongs, on the people who hurt you, and on a system that wants to exploit men and families. Don't fall into the trap of hating women. It is a waste of time and a dead end. The best thing you can do for yourself and your child is deep inner work and self-reflection. It may help you understand yourself, others, and this complex world we live in. If some men choose to become teachers and monks, that is all right. But they should not teach hatred and ignorance. Instead, they should help society heal and prosper. At least then their lives will have value, not merely for others, but also for themselves. They can find some meaning and purpose in being a mentor. Hopefully you can find some peace in your life, whatever path you choose for yourself. I wish you and your child the best. We're not going to play this on... How can I put this? There's a lot of bollocks going on, basically. I'm not trying to wrestle with a pig here at the moment. Billy the Goat at Lonely Princess. So I'm quoting a couple of things that she said, to not get dragged into nonsense, really, to try and keep it poignant. So quote, "You can't complain about women and then abandon society and children. 3 wrongs. I don't complain about women, but you sure do seem like to complain. I'm not abandoning society. I didn't abandon my kid. Me and my kid are actually doing pretty well." Quote, "The solution is to find a healthy, stable and suitable partner. Maybe for you. Another quote. I believe the intention of this group is for men who have had narcissistic or borderline mothers and fathers to work through their issues and heal. Unquote. Yeah, but I'm not about to date mum and dad. Notice how she left out partners there. Right, another quote. Imagine how difficult it must be for good women to find a healthy partner. They are out there waiting for you to get your shit together and find them. She's waiting and I'm the one making it difficult. She is not my responsibility. You sure paint a pretty picture. Hero's journey? This isn't a movie. If you want to know my story, it's on my channel along with a video about love, which is hopefully self-reflective and softly spoken. Enjoy and subscribe. Lonely Princess at Billy the Goat. You need help. Billy the Goat at Lonely Princess. You offering? You seem to be in the know. Maybe with your help I can then save that woman who's waiting for me. It's so difficult for her and she must be lonely. Do it for her sake, if not mine. Lonely Princess at Billy the Goat. Where did my last post go? Interesting. Billy the Goat replies, I don't know, maybe you deleted it. Nothing to do with me. Lonely Princess, you are a poisonous person. Billy the Goat, now, calling me names won't get you anywhere. Lonely Princess at Billy the Goat, why have my other responses disappeared? Interesting. Someone wants you and your irrational diatribe to divert people away from the truth. Notice where in my post I'm being censored. There's always some kind of technical issue when they're struggling and they're on their back foot. Now all of a sudden, you know, there's an issue going on for her. So a bit of a smokescreen, technical issues. She's starting to use an alternative tactic. In the beginning she was writing a long paragraphs of laying it down for me. Now it's just simple little comments and a change of tactic. So she's kind of picked up, she's realised that I'm picking out her points, so she's having to modify her behaviour. So anyway, Billy the Goat at Lonely Princess. People could do what they like. This is meant to be about men getting help, but you seem to want to make it about lonely women. I don't owe you anything. I'm happier than I was. I have my kid, business, freedom, etc. I don't really care about politics. It all seems to be more of a problem for you than it is me. And your attitude isn't going to win me over. If I'm poisonous, then good lady over there can go find someone else. I don't bother you, you don't bother me. I'm not the one letting society down. Society has let men down. Hence men go in MGTOW and learning about red pill. Really is a self-defense response by removing ourselves as supply. Pretty simple when you think about it. Toodles. Wait, I think I'm supposed to say sunshine and rainbows. Lonely Princess and Billy the Goat. Sure, get a real job, heartless psychopath. Billy the Goat at Lonely Princess. Sounds like someone is upset. I thought you had it all worked out. Why can't you be happy for me? Lonely Princess at Billy the Goat. I can't offer a logical response if all my posts keep getting taken down. Interesting, that. Billy the Goat at Lonely Princess. So you can only offer emotional responses. How strange. Why would someone do that? Surely they'd want to censor the name calling and your outbursts. None of my replies have been censored. If you can't present logical responses, then that makes you look, I hope you're not going to say victim. Now enter a new person here. So that's the end of A Lonely Princess. She's got nothing else to say. Right. Now I've named this person Chug. That's not their real name. So they come in. MGTOW is a mixed bag of cautious men and men who hate women. Rollo Tomasi's Rational Male is an incredibly valuable survival guide. as well as A Satanic Witch by Anton Lavey, but it's important to distinguish the authentic woman from the social engineered new woman that Rollo focuses on. Rollo will outline this behavior as biological, and I wholeheartedly disagree. These narcissistic patterns are drilled in through psychological sorcery, neurolinguistic programming. I'm not sure what this is, like in before Narwhal's purple pill accusations. Alright, so Billy the Goat at Chug now. I thought this is about helping men. What's with the emphasis about women? Love/hating women is irrelevant for this discussion. There are plenty of female support groups, not much for men. If men report abuse, they get laughed at. There are no shelters, as far as I know, for men. Men suicide far more than women. Children weaponized against them. You've got things like MeToo and believable women to deal with. Things like these bring men down and they struggle to cope. And on top, people expect men to get into relationships as the be-all solution. I don't listen to Rollo. I mentioned before there's a lot of confusion in the community, a lot of personalities. So you have to spend time digging through to find useful info. As it goes, a lot of what I learn is from women in regards to relationships. Red Pill for me helped me realize I wasn't alone, appreciate being alive, and build upon independence. No, none of that was about women. Chug at Billy the Goat. It's about finding healthy relationships to engage in. Personally, I don't associate with people I find to be in the cluster B personality group, but I don't believe avoiding women is the best option by a long shot. We have to help women identify the neo-Marxist nonsense being pumped into their brains, like the victim complex, NLP, and male privilege fallacies. We have to work to bring the genders to an understanding of the very sinister people who are spreading toxic ideologies amongst us. If we are going to heal, or the entire civilization will fall apart. See, none of that is about the topic, which is getting men a support group. Anyway, Billy replies, on a fundamental level to me, Red Pill is about discovering the quest for truth. It is to undo the damage of being blue-pilled. MGTOW is more about being one with the self. If the person is wrapped up in thinking just about women, they will miss that and their journey will be much more complicated. And it's not to say someone would be MGTOW forever. In my case, it would have to be a very special lady I let into my life as I have a kid, but at the moment we are happy the way we are. I don't hate women, far from it. Why would I need to hate women? And then there's a little bit of confusion because I was replying at the same time, and then he had an additional reply. So Billy replies again at Chug. You replied whilst I was replying to your first comment. It's impossible to truly avoid women. I take my kid to school. I'm surrounded by women. I even talk to them, lol. I actually kind of agree with you, but a lot of these women don't want to be helped. Take our friend, and this topic is about helping men. And to be fair, a lot of men don't want to be helped either. And that's a lesson in itself. You can't help people who don't want to be helped. I know it would be nice and all if you could. You mentioned about working together, which is why I made my original comment, to bring awareness, and why I'm continuing to reply to comments, to hopefully provide a better understanding instead of getting flack and being called names, not by you. How are we going to come together when people like the previous person is calling me a psycho and poisonous? MGTOW Red Pill are generally willing to work together provided they're not going to be taken advantage of. That's something society needs to sort out. Chug replies, I don't know if anyone could agree on the definition of Red Pill, but I know MGTOW is not just about individuation. Everything else you're saying is a misrepresentation of what I am saying. Improve yourself first, but don't forget about helping others along the way. Anyway, Billy replies at Chug, I apologize if I misrepresented what you said. I agree MGTOW is not just about individualism. I said it was about the self because of the amount of self-reflection one would do. Know thyself. As a result, MGTOW is a path often walked alone. Doesn't mean you don't meet people or form friendships or not help others. But again, we get into definitions, and it's all grey areas because everyone wants to put their own spin on it. People can call me many things, but I place being called Dad above all else. And in my case, the relationship I have with my kid is far more important. We talk about the future. To me, there it is. And my kid has a lot of trauma to get through. I try to help others where I can. It might not work, but my kid is someone I have a better chance at helping. And that's the end of the conversation. So both people are missing the point. This topic is about getting men help and support, and they're on about trying to like save society and obligations and getting into relationships. So to wrap this up, we'll now go into a little rant of my own. Yeah, you want to bitch at me about what I should do? I'm helping society, taking care of my kid, the future, taking care of myself, and was committed to relationships. That's what you want, right? What are you doing? So, we see how even trying to talk about the subject leads to being abused as it takes place. Did you notice the traits? Projection, blame shifting, shaming, name calling, transferring responsibility, avoiding issues, deflection, gaslighting, the virtue signaling, victimhood, commandments, pushing boundaries. They think this approach will get them what they want, and it all relies on you handing over power. Focus on the end goal, they fail to see their approach is a scrambled mess to get there. The goal is so important that even your argument is ignored. Selective hearing. They are too consumed by their own viewpoint, which in itself is a blur, not knowing what it entails. They only want to hear the answer which will make them feel better. This isn't about learning or understanding for them, it's feelings. So hearing something otherwise does not compute, and it is bypassed or disregarded. Words don't matter and they become inapprehensible. It cannot be internalized and processed properly by lower brain functioning. The point of what's being said is lost. As you run rings around them, it interrupts their flow of emotion, which annoys them. They are unable to get their fix. You are like an insulting fly that they are trying to catch. You land on their nose and they end up punching their own head. We don't owe them shit, and it's a wonderful feeling, especially when you do the things they're accusing you of not doing. Come at me if you dare. Pain for some is a teacher, and you can't hurt me anymore. You can't expect them to get it because they don't want to get it. It's the lead a horse to water lesson and watch them piss in it. What they want is not our job or responsibility. Even those emotionally driven will find it hard to understand. It's a lack of experience making it hard for them to relate. So don't let trying to get others to listen to you frustrate you. Thank you for watching. Now buzz off.